वाह अस्सलाम वालेकुम अगेन दिस इज़ आनी खान आपके लिए एक छोटी सी डिस्कशन लेकर दोबारा से आई हूँ। मैंने आपको जैसे कि बोला था कि मैं अपने साथ एक जो है इमिग्रेशन लॉयर को लाने वाली, पहले मैं इसको पब्लिक कर दूँ बिकॉज़ ये नज़र नहीं आ रहा। जी, सो मेरे साथ जो जॉइन करने वाले हैं उनका नाम है शहजाद अहमद एंड जो है शहजाद अहमद जो है ही इज़ वन ऑफ द फेमस immigration lawyer in Florida, and then he usually deals with business investor visas and then employment visas, adjusting of status and citizenships and then all kind of deportation. So मैं आज मेरा उनको लाने का मकसद ये था कि जो हमारी करंट सिचुएशन चल रही है उसमें जो है बहुत सारे लोगों को क्वेश्चन है, खास तौर पे जो है जो ट्रम्प ने जो एक तरह से बैन लगाया है। जैसे ही मैंने वो बताया कि जो है मैं इमिग्रेशन लॉयर को साथ लाने वाली हूँ, तो मुझे बहुत सारे लोगों ने बोला कि जी हमें क्वेश्चन है कि जो है ये जो बैन लगा है उसके बारे में क्वेश्चन है। तो मैंने कहा जी चलें शहजाद अहमद से बात करते हैं। ही इज़ वन ऑफ द फेमस इमिग्रेशन लॉयर एंड ही कैन गिव अस अ लॉट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन। सो मैं इस वक्त लाइन पे लेती हूँ शहजाद अहमद को हमारे साथ। अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
Walaikum assalam ji. Thank you for the kind words.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time, and then I really appreciate you joining us today.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
First of all, okay, well, I'm like, are you fasting?
Yes, I am fasting. And
tell me about this situation that you're dealing. I'm sure you're dealing with like a lot of weird situation these days, just because of the lockdown. And so, how you're dealing with all your clients?
Yeah, so we have the lockdown, and I'm fasting at the same time, but I'm also working. The legal services are considered essential. तो हम जो है अपना काम जो है वो जारी रख रहे हैं और अपने क्लाइंट्स को ऑप्शन दे रहे हैं कि जो अगर सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग की वजह से फ़ोन पे कंसल्टेशन चाहते हैं तो हम उनको फ़ोन पे अकोमोडेट कर देते हैं, या फिर कोई ऑफिस में आना चाहता है तो हमने उनके लिए सेपरेट कॉन्फ्रेंस रूम जो है सिक्योर किया हुआ है अपना मास्क पहन के उनकी। So alhamdulillah, our fight, our mission is going.
Thank you so much for doing that. मैंने जब लोगों को बताया कि मैं जो हूँ आपको ऐसे लाइव कॉल पे लाने वाली हूँ, तो मुझे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन आए। सबसे ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन जो लोगों के थे ये ट्रम्प के इमिग्रेशन बैन पे है कि जो ट्रम्प ने जो बैन लगाया उसके बारे में आप क्या कहेंगे?
जी, जो प्रेसिडेंट ट्रम्प ने बैन लगाया है, that is a temporary ban for 60 days, but it could be extended further. और उसके बारे में कुछ चीज़ें हैं. First of all, उसका concern ये है, the main concern we have about this ban is, it is keeping families apart. उसका purpose जो है, जो कि president ने बताया, वो ये कि job protection, कि क्योंकि लॉकडाउन की वजह से अभी बिजनेसेस बंद हो गए हैं, एम्प्लॉयमेंट अफेक्ट हो रही है, तो जॉब्स कम हैं, तो प्रोटेक्ट करने अमेरिकन सिटीजन्स के लिए जॉब प्रोटेक्शन ये मकसद है. लेकिन जो मेरा व्यू है कि इट डज नॉट अकम्प्लिश दैट. आई थिंक इट एक्चुअली हर्ट्स. अगर आप एग्जांपल लें, अगर कोई वर्किंग मदर है या वर्किंग फादर है, वो उसके बच्चे हैं, तो वो अगर जॉब पे जाते हैं तो उनको हेल्प चाहिए होती है कि कोई बच्चों को वॉच करे. तो अगर उनके माँ बाप जो हैं, अगर वो यहाँ पे नहीं आ सकते पाकिस्तान से या किसी कंट्री से इमिग्रेंट वीज़ा लेके, तो उन बच्चों को वॉच नहीं कोई कर सकता. तो फिर पेरेंट्स जो हैं उनकी वो जॉब पे उनके लिए जाना मुश्किल हो जाता है. So there are many ways in which this policy, I think, is not good, and it's actually, harming.
So, मुझे किसी ने बोला कि आई नो कि ये जो ट्रम्प का बैन है ये टेम्प है, लेकिन बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो कि जिन्होंने जो है वहाँ से लाइक लेट्स से कि स्पाउस ने जो है वीज़ा अप्लाई किया हुआ था पाकिस्तान से, उनके जो है इंटरव्यूज़ थे और उनके इंटरव्यूज़ जो थे उसी दौरान ये बैन स्टार्ट हो गया. तो उनकी इसको किस तरह से डील किया जाए?
Yeah, that is sad because many people, they were about to receive their immigrant visas, and all of a sudden this ban went into effect. So you have to know what you can do about it. A lot of times the ban may not be applicable to you. For example, first of all, it is important to note that this ban applies to those people who are overseas. It does not apply to somebody who is applying for adjustment of status in the U.S. Another thing is that if you have already received your immigrant visa or you have a green card, then it does not apply to you. Okay, so you don't need to worry if you are in that category. As far as those people who have their cases pending, yes, there is a concern. It is applying for immigrant visas. It does not apply to non-immigrant visas. Okay, so now, of course, the embassies are closed right now. That's a separate problem. But as far as this ban itself, it is putting a halt on the issuance of permanent residency visas.
So मुझे किसी ने पूछा है कि जैसे उनके पेरेंट्स थे शी सिटीजन हियर एंड देन उनके पेरेंट्स के पास ग्रीन कार्ड था वो लोग पाकिस्तान गए और ये जो कोविड की वजह से सिचुएशन हुई फ्लाइट्स नहीं चल रही तो वो लोग वहां पर स्टक हो गए तो उनकी जो है वहां उनका ग्रीन कार्ड रिवोक हो जाएगा
So it should not be revoked.
Okay.
Basically, जो कि permanent residents and they're authorized to travel outside of the United States. Okay, a problem ये होता है कि if a permanent resident stays abroad for too long, you know, in excess of 6 months or more, then that's when they risk having the issue of abandonment of residency.
But that's what her question is because of the situation these days and वो लोग पाकिस्तान में ही थे और अब आ नहीं सकते तो अगर उनको over 1 year हो जाएगा तो उनको किस तरह की situation से deal करना पड़ेगा?
Yeah, so there's a potential. I think that the U.S. immigration will be sensible about this because there are going to be many people who are going to wind up staying abroad for a lengthy period, and it's out of control. The flights have been suspended. So I believe that the immigration service will be sensible about this. If your green card is deemed to be canceled because of a lengthy stay abroad, there's a process. You can apply for a returning residency visa with the U.S. Embassy abroad. So there is that last resort option.
Okay, किसी ने पूछा है अगर notice of intent of deny due to COVID इस तरह की situation से उनको गुजरना पड़े तो उसको किस तरह से deal करना चाहिए?
Okay, so now we're talking about somebody who is in the U.S.
Okay.
They received a notice of intent to deny, and so right now the U.S. Immigration Service has made a policy. By the way, what's happened is that because because of the COVID-19 situation, because of the lockdowns, people are facing obstacles in getting documents or getting medical records, getting police records and things like that, or additional paperwork, financial documentation, for example, that the USCIS may want. So if the USCIS has issued you a request for evidence or a notice of intent to deny or something like that, and you're facing a deadline, because normally they give you like 30 days,
That's right.
7 days. So you're facing that deadline. The USCIS has granted an extension of response to that. They have extended the deadline to June 3rd. But please note that this extension, it only applies to requests for evidence or notices of intent to deny that were issued during a certain period. And I can get that exact date for you. That is for those notices that were dated between March 1 and July 1, 2020. So those notices for request for evidence or notice of intent to deny that were dated for March 1 through July 1, 2020, the U.S. Immigration Service has granted you an additional 60 days to respond.
Okay. So, Mr. Shahzad, do you have any idea the U.S. Embassy or U.S. Consulate Office when they're going to open overseas?
We don't know when they're going to be reopened as of yet. As of yet. Okay.
Okay.
They have basically what's happened is that because of the lockdown, the embassies have redirected their resources to primarily citizen services. Okay.
So someone just asked, my employment-based green card interview canceled for almost 6 months due to address change, job to another state. What should I do to reschedule my interview?
What has been canceled for six
My
months?
employment-based green card interview canceled for almost 6 months due to address change, job to another state. What should I do to reschedule my interview?
Okay, so are they applying for adjustment of status in the U?
I think their green card interview was canceled just because of the address change because they moved to another state.
I see. Okay, so this is a little bit of a different issue where somebody was facing an interview. They were
Yes.
almost at the end of their case, but they changed their address and
Mm-hmm.
they moved maybe to another state, and therefore the file is being transferred to
Mm-hmm.
their field office. And now they're waiting for the field office to reopen. As of right now, USCIS has announced that they are closing their field offices until June 30th.
Mm-hmm.
So before it was sometime in May, then they extended it to June 3rd. So right now we're waiting for the field offices to resume their interviews.
Mm-hmm. So if his interview is canceled, so he's gonna have to reapply for an interview, or like they're gonna send him letter.
Now they're going to send a follow-up. He needs to make sure that he has updated his address, and he can also follow up with the USCIS by calling their customer service number.
Perfect. And then someone asked me, the U.S. citizen applied for siblings, how long it usually takes?
Okay, so for siblings, there's a multi-step process. First,
Mm-hmm.
the U.S. citizen must file a petition for their sibling, and
Mm-hmm.
the approval of that petition is going to take a long time. The USCIS is in a backlog for adjudicating those petitions. Okay, the petition is to verify that the siblings are actually siblings. You know, the US
Mm-hmm.
just wants to verify that they're actually brothers and sisters. So that can take several years. That can take about 5 or 6 years. however, however, once that petition is approved, then that petition needs to be forwarded to the U.S. Department of State for the immigrant visa processing and for the interview to be scheduled at the U.S. Embassy abroad. And the visa must be available. There,
Mm-hmm.
right now, the Department of State is seeing about a 13 or 14-year backlog with sibling cases.
Mm-hmm.
So there are no visas available for siblings right now. It takes many years for a visa to become available.
Okay. And then same thing with parents?
For parents is very different. Parents are considered immediate relatives. They are in the immediate relative category. So
Mm-hmm.
there is no quota on the number of visas available for them. So
Mm-hmm.
that could theoretically, that whole case may be processed in, let's say, about a year or two.
Mm-hmm. So immediate relative में kids आते हैं, spouse आते हैं, and then parents आते हैं, right?
Yes, parents of
Okay.
US citizens who are over 21 years of age. The citizen must be over 21 years of age. As for children of US citizens, the child must be under 21 years of age as well.
Okay. So, Mr. Shahzad, what kind of cases you deal with usually?
I handle all kinds of cases. I've been practicing for 20 years, and I handle the family-based, I handle employment-based, business and investor visas, deportation defense, humanitarian, so just about all.
I have seen a lot of deportation. I know that I don't know if you're allowed to discuss, but मैंने देखा है कि आपने बहुत सारे लोगों को डिपोर्ट होने से बचाया है. तो आप कोई एक स्टोरी शेयर करना चाहेंगे अपनी?
About a deportation case in
Yes.
particular?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there have been many, many cases. You know, what's at stake in a deportation case is family unity.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important thing, to keep the family unit intact. And so there are some cases in which a person is applying for asylum in the United States. And so we're presenting the case to the immigration judge so that the judge can grant them asylum because the person will be persecuted in their home country, which may be
Mm-hmm.
because of their race, religion, nationality, political opinion, or because of their belonging to a particular social group. So those are some of the cases. And then there are some other cases where the person already has status in the United States. Okay,
Hmm.
they're a permanent resident or they have other lawful immigration status, but they're being placed in removal proceedings because of some sort of a violation, okay, which may be based on a criminal act or something else. And so what we do is, we look at it from the standpoint of the family. At the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, it's about the family unit. There are spouses that are being affected. There are children that are being affected, and so that's what gives me the inspiration in these cases to help them as much as
Yeah.
possible.
Very good job on that. So, someone's asking me that is this ban gonna affect non-immigrants?
So right now, the travel ban that was put into effect by President Trump in April,
Mm-hmm.
that includes only immigrant visas. But the proclamation does say toward the end of it that a 30-day review is being conducted. And at the end of it, a recommendation be made whether the president should also put a stop to the non-immigrant visa
Mm-hmm.
case. So we're on a lookout for that to see if that will be affected as well.
Okay, so जैसे E2 वीजा होते हैं, I think E2, I'm not like I hope कि मैं सही कह रही हूँ कि like I think I heard about E2 वीजा कि पाकिस्तान से जो है इन्वेस्टर जो वीजा होते हैं उसका क्या प्रोसेस है, लोग किस तरह से अप्लाई कर सकते हैं?
जी, ओके। सो जो कि E2 वीज़ा है उसका ये है कि वो आप डायरेक्टली एम्बेसी में फाइल कर सकते हैं। उसके
Okay.
लिए आपको पहले USCIS से अप्रूव कराने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। सो दैट्स द गुड थिंग अबाउट इट। लेकिन दूसरी चीज़ ये है कि जो US एम्बेसी वाले हैं कराची में और इस्लामाबाद में जो कि E2s प्रोसेस करते हैं उसको बहुत ही स्क्रूटनाइज करते हैं। दे वांट टू मेक श्योर नंबर 1 that all the documentation is there, all the proof of the investment is there, that this is a bona fide investment. Okay. And also, they want to make sure this is something that they check for very rigorously that the applicant has non immigrant intent. They want to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that the person has non immigrant intent, that they do not intend to live in the US permanently. Now, the way I explain to my clients is that you can change your intent after you arrive into the US. That's
Mm-hmm.
permissible. But at the time of applying, you must have the intent to come to do business temporarily
Mm-hmm.
and not permanently. And so I help them, prepare their case.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, someone just asked me that if you enjoy your job.
Yes, I love my job. It's very fulfilling. It allows me to do what I want to do to help the Pakistani and Indian and other people have a better life in the U.S.
Mr. Shahzad, please tell me a little bit about your background.
So I was born in Pakistan, Karachi, and
Mm-hmm.
then I immigrated to the U.S. With my parents when I was about 6 years old, and have been in the U.S. And did all my schooling, all my education here. Um, and I've got my family here, my wife, kids. My parents also live nearby, so
Mm-hmm.
fortunate to have my
So
family.
why lawyer, and
So
especially immigration lawyer?
yeah, so a good question because my dad was a doctor, and normally the son has to follow in the same footsteps. But I think I loved certain subjects in school.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyed, I enjoyed logic, philosophy, world religions, and also the political science subjects. So these kind of drew me into the legal field, and then in law school, I really enjoyed immigration. And then there's the need in our community, I think.
That's true.
So there, like you said, you put out a post and you received many,
I
many.
know, I got. I'm first. Thank you so much for reminding me. Actually, मुझे sorry करना है. मेरे पास इतने सारे question आए कि मुझे समझ नहीं आता कि phone उठाऊं या inbox check करूं या email check करूं. But thank you so much. और अभी भी जो भी लोग inbox में मुझे message कर रहे हैं, please, I'm so sorry कि मैं inbox में जवाब नहीं दे पाऊंगी. अगर आपको कुछ question है तो आप इधर आके भी कर सकते हैं. मेरे पास already इतने सारे question है कि मैं आपका thank you करूंगी कि आपने हमें join किया. हमारी कम्युनिटी को हमेशा बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस होते हैं. Does this ban affect green card processing if the perm process has been started in the US? Any exemption for doctors, healthcare workers?
For the for the perm, basically, there is an exception. There are priorities being given to the physicians. So if you're a physician who is applying, there are a couple of things you want to look at. First of all, yes, for the perm, you want to do the labor certification. That is the traditional path. And then I think with this COVID-19, this presents a unique type of an opportunity for many physicians, because many of them are going to be working with and helping patients who are affected by the symptoms of COVID-19. And so what the U.S. Immigration Service is trying to do is to give priority to such healthcare workers. So make sure that you talk to your attorney about that if you are a physician in the immigration process.
So मैं आगे जाने से पहले सबसे ज्यादा जो लोगों में एक डर आया, हमारे जो प्रेसिडेंट ने जो बैन लगाया, सबसे ज्यादा एक डर लोगों में आया और मुझे क्वेश्चन भी सबसे ज्यादा आए उसके. तो is there anything that you want to tell them that like I mean जो डर है वो उनका थोड़ा कम हो सके?
जी, सबसे पहले तो ये कि make sure that you're not under one of the exceptions. The ban does not apply to everybody, and I mentioned some of the exceptions earlier. So make sure you get a consultation from an experienced immigration attorney. The ban may not even apply to you. Secondly, if the ban does apply to you, okay, then you have to stay on top of your case. Because a lot of people's cases have been held up by administrative processing. They've already had their interviews, okay? And so because the embassy is not doing interviews right now does not mean that your case cannot be processed. It may be processed. If they have everything, you've submitted everything, it's possible that your case may be processed. So again, talk to your attorney to see if your case can be resolved without another interview. And then last, there are some unique situations where a person is stuck abroad, and they may be helped by the American Citizen Services. So if your petitioner, who is usually a U.S. citizen, is stuck over there with you or facing any kind of a medical situation, so there may be a strategy to request the embassy to treat your case as an exception and to get you out of there.
So मुझे आपसे एक और क्वेश्चन था इससे पहले कि मैं बोल जाऊँ. I'm so sorry, I'm not accepting any inbox messages. People, you guys can message here. And आप off camera आप मुझे बता रहे थे कि people are dealing with a lot of unemployment issue or something that that's a main question that you want to discuss. So what was that?
Gee, this has been one of the common questions from the immigrant community that the Trump administration earlier this year started rigorously enforcing the public charge rule. कि अगर आपने कोई government benefit claim की है तो फिर you cannot adjust status because you're going to be a public charge in the future. So in my opinion, that if you this is a unique situation we're in. The pandemic, the lockdown, the closure of businesses, and the government is telling us to stay home. Okay, so I believe that if you claim unemployment at this time, then this should not count adversely against you in the public relative to the public charge issue, and especially for those people who have work authorizations, if they get laid off, apply for unemployment, and it will not count against them.
एंड व्हाट अबाउट अगर कोई एडवांस पेरोल में आउट ऑफ कंट्री गया है और उसके बाद जो है ये सिचुएशन आई है वो वापस नहीं आ सकता और उनका एडवांस पेरोल भी एक्सपायर हो गया है तो उस सिचुएशन में क्या करना चाहिए वहां से तो एडवांस पेरोल सारी चीजें बंद हैं अप्लाई भी नहीं कर सकते
That is an excellent question, and that one is an evolving situation that we're monitoring, because there are some people who have applied for adjustment of status. They have an advanced parole, which is a travel authorization document, and then they travel and they're not able to return because of this. So we're working with the Customs and Border Protection and with the USCIS to see, what could be done. Right now, I have a client in a similar situation, and I'm in contact with a CBP officer, and the supervisor is working something out with me so that he will be able to return.
Okay. Mr. Shahzad, आप मुझे थोड़ा सा अपना एड्रेस और फोन नंबर वगैरह हमारे लोग जो सुन रहे हैं उनको बताएंगे कि आप किधर हैं लोकेशन आपकी
जी थैंक यू मेरा ऑफिस जो है कर्कमैन रोड पे है एड्रेस है बाय द वे हमारे ऑफिस का नाम है ब्रिंक अहमद इमिग्रेशन ब्रिंक जो है मेरे पार्टनर है फ्रांसिस ब्रिंक और मैं शहजाद अहमद ब्रिंक अहमद इमिग्रेशन हमारा एड्रेस है 5401 South Kirkman Road, Suite 15, Orlando, Florida 32819. And हमारे जो बिल्डिंग है वो रीजेंस बैंक बिल्डिंग में हमारा ऑफिस है so it's the bank building, it's close to Universal. Office number है 407-710-0101. मेरा email address है Shahzad SHAHZAD at brinkimmigration.com at brink BRINK immigration.com.
And then जाने से पहले किसी ने पूछा है कि आप you deal with all kind of deportation, right?
हाँ जी सारे डिपोर्टेशन डिफेंस केसेस हम हैंडल करते हैं ओवरस्टेज हो या क्रिमिनल केसेस हो या फिर फ्रॉड हो एनी जो भी चार्ज हो हम उसके साथ डील करते हैं असाइलम केसेस हो all of it.
And someone's asking what about family based petition also stop process, so I think it's kind of same question that you
one thing I would like to mention that even though that the USCIS has canceled its interviews for now. Okay? But that does not mean that you cannot file a case. There's a very important distinction. सिर्फ इसलिए कि इंटरव्यूज अभी स्केड्यूल्ड हो गए हैं इंटरव्यू जो है वो लास्ट स्टेप होता है इमिग्रेशन केस में फर्स्ट स्टेप आप ले सकते हैं ठीक है आप अगर आप पिटिशन फाइल करने के लिए एलिजिबल हैं या सिटीजनशिप की एप्लीकेशन फाइल करने के लिए एलिजिबल हैं तो वो आप फाइल कर सकते हैं इमिग्रेशन सर्विस जो है एप्लीकेशंस रिसीव कर रही है
That's true. मैं यही आपको इसी तरफ आने वाली थी क्योंकि आपके इंटरव्यू से पहले मैं थोड़ा सा रिसर्च कर रही थी तो उसमें ये था कि उनकी जितने भी फील्ड ऑफिसेज हैं वो क्लोज हैं लेकिन वो हर तरह की एप्लीकेशन हर तरह की चीजें एक्सेप्ट कर रहे हैं उनके एम्प्लॉयज अंदर काम कर रहे हैं इज दैट राइट करेक्ट मी इफ आई एम रॉन्ग
जी बिल्कुल दैट इज करेक्ट
Okay, so is there anything else? Thank you so much for your time. And then अगर आप लोगों को कोई क्वेश्चन है तो आप जो है मिस्टर शहजाद अहमद से डायरेक्टली कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं अगेन उनका फोन नंबर है 407 आप थोड़ा रिपीट कर दें आपका फोन नंबर
जी
407 मैं भूल गई
407-710-0101.
थैंक यू सो मच शहजाद अहमद आप मुझे जाने से पहले कोई क्लोजिंग मैसेज देना चाहेंगे खासतौर पे लोगों के लिए जो कि स्ट्रेस आउट हुए हुए हैं सिचुएशन में घर में बंद हुए हुए हैं और रमजान भी चल रहे हैं
जी thank you for covering all of this because this is all of a new situation हम सब के लिए ये new situation है I think basically रमज़ान भी है और लॉकडाउन भी है. So, we need to do this. On top of that, अगर आपका कोई immigration situation है, then, we have to do our best. You can follow me on Facebook, and what I'm doing is I am posting the latest updates to help our community in this situation, so they know how to deal with it.
Thank you so much. आप different state के deal करते हैं?
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Different state के केस को भी डील करते हैं?
कौन सी cases?
अगर दूसरे स्टेट से हो, फ्लोरिडा ना हो, दूसरे स्टेट हो.
Yes, exactly. हमारे clients जो हैं वो all over the states में हैं, and actually all parts of the world, in Pakistan and different countries also.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know कि मैं आपका थोड़ा ज़्यादा टाइम ले रही हूँ. यहाँ पर किसी ने क्वेश्चन किया है कि we're going to file citizenship application. The fees is $700, but क्या सीनियर को भी सेम पेमेंट करनी पड़ेगी फीस?
So sometimes seniors के लिए जो है lower fees हैं. So for example, जो कि I-485 adjustment of status application है, उसमें जो है seniors का discount है. But सारी applications में ऐसा नहीं है.
अच्छा जी. चलिए जी, थैंक यू सो मच शहजाद अहमद, आपका हमें टाइम देने के लिए. आप लोगों को कोई भी क्वेश्चन है तो डायरेक्ट जो है शहजाद अहमद से कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं. और मेरा मकसद इस शो को यहाँ पर लाने का ये था कि लोगों में बड़ा डर बैठा हुआ है जब से ये ट्रम्प का हुआ था. मुझे नहीं पता मुझे क्यों क्वेश्चन आ रहे थे कि नहीं आप ये मालूम करो कि ये कैसे होता है. तो मैंने कहा इससे सबसे ज्यादा अच्छा तरीका यही है कि एक जो हमारी फेमस जो है पाकिस्तानी लॉयर हैं उनको सामने लेकर आया जाए और उनसे डायरेक्टली पूछा जाए. तो थैंक यू सो मच आपका हमें टाइम देने के लिए. और दैट्स इट. थैंक यू. आप कुछ बोलना चाह रहे हैं?
Yeah, I just want to thank you, for bringing this information to the public, and I'm happy to appear anytime you want me.
Thank you. अपना ख्याल रखिए. रमजान मुबारक अगेन आपको.
Thank you. Ramzan Mubarak.
अल्लाह हाफिज.
खुदा हाफिज.